Hi everyone, this is Nikki from Happily Lost. Today we're going to go through 7 commonly asked questions about sexuality. Starting with the question, am I gay, lesbian, bisexual, pansexual? Followed by the question, what is the difference between pansexuality and bisexuality? Ever wondered if liking anal sex makes you gay? We answer that too. Do lesbians need to practice safe sex? I wonder. How about being intimate with a trans person? Does that make me homosexual? Finally, we answer the question, do trans women and trans men need to go to the gynecologist? But before we get into that, I would like to remind everyone of my other YouTube content where I go into motorcycles, art and sex related stuff. If you like this content, then please select the subscribe button and press the bell to be notified of any updates. I post a video once a week. Don't forget my Facebook, Instagram, and I have a Patreon if you would like to support this and other content. So let us get into it right after this. Okay, let us start with the question, am I gay, lesbian, bisexual, or pansexual? Trying to get your head around yours or someone else's sexuality can be confusing and difficult at the best of times. It is not a simple matter of this is this person that I'm dating, so that makes me such and such. It's not as simple as this, but to help break it down, we can look at our sexuality as consisting of 3 components. They are feelings and fantasies, behaviour and identity. Feelings and behaviours, this is about who you are attracted to and have romantic or sexual feelings and desires about. Behaviour, this is about who you are with, or if you are not with anyone, who you would be with if you were in a relationship. The last part is identity. That is, how do you identify your sexuality? What words do you use? Of course, these 3 components all exist on a spectrum. And how you position yourself on these spectrums may indicate how you identify. For some people, it may not be static. It may change throughout their lives. It is important to note that this method of looking at it does not allow for other sexualities. For example, asexuality. An example of this way of looking at it is, say, Beck has always dated women. She was attracted to women and have romantic and sexual feelings and desires for women most of her life. However, occasionally Beck has sexual feelings for men. After meeting a man, she started to explore her sexuality and started to question her sexuality. While Beck is primarily interested in women, she now identifies as being bisexual. So in the previous question, I referred to bisexuality and pansexuality. What are these sexualities and how are they different? Well, bisexuality and pansexuality are very similar. There is a slight difference, though. Bisexuality refers to a person who is attracted to people who are of the same gender as themselves, as well as those of different genders. Whereas pansexuality is an identity label used to describe a person who is attracted to all genders. In essence, the term pansexual signifies an attraction to all people regardless of gender, whereas the term bisexual, on the other hand, signifies an attraction to multiple genders, but not necessarily all genders. So, does liking anal sex make you gay? I've heard this question floating around for a long time, and it has been used as a reason not to explore anal sex. The short answer is No. Just because you like anal sex does not mean you are gay. For some people, anal sex is an enjoyable practice. The reason for this is that the area has a dense network of nerves which are stimulated with anal sex. For men, another plus is that during anal sex, the prostate can be stimulated, which can lead to an intense orgasm, which does not necessarily lead to ejaculation. Consequently, they may be able to experience another orgasm shortly after, unlike if they were to ejaculate. Okay, this next question. I have heard women say and ask, I am a lesbian, do I need to practice safe sex? Just because you are not having penis and vagina sex and do not have to worry about becoming pregnant does not mean that it is the only thing to be concerned about. You can still transmit and catch STIs. Plus, you can cause infections due to dirty fingernails. So, you should use dental dams and latex gloves to protect yourself and your partner. Use condoms on sex toys if you are going to share. It saves you cleaning the sex toys in between uses. It also makes it easier if you're going to go from anal to vagina with a toy. You can just change the condom and not so much worry about having to wash the toy. If you don't know, you should never go from anal to vagina. So our next question is, does being intimate with a trans person, does that make you homosexual? Just because you are in love or having sex with a trans person does not necessarily make you homosexual. If you are a woman and having sex with a trans man, you are being intimate with a man. Likewise, if you are a man and having sex with a trans woman, you are being intimate with a woman. Conversely, if you are a woman and you have sex with a trans woman and you identify as being a lesbian, then you are still a lesbian. Likewise, if you are a man and you are having sex with a trans man and you identify as being gay, you are still gay. What is important is the identity and the gender expression of the parties involved. Because a trans woman is a woman and a trans man is a man. For this next question, we answer, do trans men need to see a gynecologist? If you are a trans man and you have not had genital surgery, or if you have had genital surgery but you have not had a hysterectomy, you still need to go to a gynecologist. It's that simple. You still are at risk of cancer of the cervix, ovaries and uterus, regardless of any cross hormone treatment you are receiving. You will need to have regular pelvic exams, including pap smear tests and sexually transmitted infection tests. It is possible for some trans men to have kids still. If you have a uterus and ovaries, and it is possible to become pregnant, even if you are on testosterone or have irregular or no periods. While testosterone may lessen the chances of pregnancy, it is still possible. This is a follow-on from the previous one. This time, we consider trans women and do they need to see a gynecologist? If you are a trans woman and you have had genital surgery, you will need to go to a gynecologist. Despite what anyone tells you, it's the simple fact you do. While you do not have the reproductive anatomy that a cisgender woman has, you still have a vulva and vagina. So you still need to have a gynecological exam, including a pelvic exam and pap smear. Also, they can check for STIs and bacterial and yeast infections or bladder infection. So that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Bye.